Hi everyone, I hope everybody is doing fantastic today. I missed you guys. I'm hoping to post more often now that I'm back in the Dominican Republic. For those of you that are new, I moved to the Dominican Republic from New Jersey. I am from New Jersey, New York City area, born and raised, and I moved to the Caribbean last year. It's been a big adjustment. Nonetheless, I was over there in New Jersey at my family's house, visiting family for Thanksgiving break. And I was there for a week. I came back yesterday. So now I want to get back to my schedule. Also, besides wanting to post more often, I'm going to announce to you guys, if you didn't know, on the community tab on my channel is where I post like all of my announcements, etc. I've been thinking of what kind of things I can add to this channel. Chariot. Why is that backwards? With the I'm not going to just ignore that the Empress is at the top and the Seven of Swords. I'm not even done introducing myself. Well, we have a little pickle over here, don't we? Sorry, guys. This is like, once I get into the zone of channeling the energy, I can't just ignore it. I want to make my announcement though. Hold on. Seven of Swords is trickery, deception, Lord of unstable effort, it says. But it's next to two major arcana. But then there's the Hermit. So now we have three major arcana. That's not the energy I was picking up on, but that's big energy. I can't just ignore that. Seven of Swords, Lord of unstable effort, it says. This is a Hermetic tarot deck. Someone trying to get away. It could also be self-deception. And then we have the Hermit, which is literally going within for introspection and not talking. So how do we go from Empress mode, the embodiment of all queens? This is mommy, this is wife, this is nurturing, this is someone being receptive. This is receptivity and caring. Ready to move forward towards something. Once and for all, because the major arcana are the ones with the names for those of you that don't know tarot. And the ones with the names, not the suits like the swords, the wands, the cups, the pentacles. They signify major energy, major life lessons. So the Chariot, like the Eight of Wands, for example, is movement. Six of Swords is another movement card, right? Movement forward, even physically moving. But the Chariot is physically moving forward, but there's no reverse feature. Like it's a big move. So finally you're receptive, or someone is, about to hop in a chariot. And then something happens and you go back into hermit mode, having to go within, like doubting things, maybe not even talking to somebody or something. And I don't think that you see that coming. Or you're afraid of that. We're going to dissect this energy, because the dichotomy, which means like a stark difference between two energies, it's hard to ignore. The difference between the Empress and the Chariot and the Seven of Swords and the Hermit is big. But I want to finish my intro. For those of you that are new, I want to let you know that all my readings on this channel, now we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's a karmic lesson in the middle. All of my readings on this channel are timeless. So feel free, if you're new, to scroll through all of my readings. It doesn't matter if I posted it 2 years ago. If it catches your attention, no such thing as accidents when it comes to the universe. You're guided nowhere for no reason. So you have to listen to that, right? Every reading is an intuitive exercise. So I could be saying you and it could be them. I could be talking about them. It could be about you. I could be saying it's about love and it could actually pertain to aspects of yourself or a career. That's how energy is. I'm going to tap in to what's the most prominent, the most prevalent energy right? Like I will give details based off like what I see the most, but there's so many of you. So that, you know, don't force it to fit, but you'll know. Just tap into your intuition. Also, I'm a no tools reader by default. It runs in my family. I have visions. I might spit out the names of cards. I see things. Most of the time on this channel, I will channel first before pulling cards, but then we have some things like this happen. You know, it depends. Channeling is a process of tapping into that energy, communicating with the spirit world, all of that stuff that I've done since I was a child. So I will have visions and I will spit out the names of cards if they do. It's for confirmation when I do start pulling out the cards. So if you hear me talking, etc., I'm not just rambling. I am channeling, because that's really what I do. I can give you a reading without the cards. The cards are for confirmation. So take everything that comes out of my mouth as part of the reading, please. I'm not your textbook reader. I'm not going to sit here card by card with a textbook. I'm not going to do that. So that's just how I am, how we are here. I wanted to announce, side note, as I look into this, that I want to add some things for December on this channel. I'm going to announce it on the community tab. I think I'm going to do some live events. Tell me, comment down below if you would be interested in something like that, where I might do like a live Q&A where you guys can ask a question. I guess you can cash at me a question, and I can do a reading and answer them live. I've never done that, but I wanted to do some like Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, holiday fun, you know, activities and readings with you guys. And I've been thinking of like, what can I add that's different? And that's a fun way to interact, etc. So let me know down below if you would be interested in that. And if so, I will then post like the time, the date, and how to sign up. Obviously, it would be very limited. I can't just be here for 3 hours like doing questions for everyone, you know. And I've never done it before like that. So I will be announcing that check out my next readings if I announce it in the intro, or I will also announce it on the community tab. All right, Wheel of Fortune. First of all, we have 4 major arcana here. Something huge is happening. The Wheel of Fortune is destiny. It's also the karmic wheel. Something is happening out of nowhere. Something's moving out of nowhere. Something's moving forward out of nowhere. It's good though. But this is an energy of like somebody offering you the world. You're about to move forward with them and boom, something happens that makes you question the whole thing. Excuse the beep and the blowing noise that you're about to hear in the background. I'm in the Caribbean. It is hot. Let's turn on the AC. I have to look into this. I mean, I usually my channeling is on point, but there's something weird about this energy. Or I might actually be picking up this energy in regards to you. Like you're about to be receptive to something. You're ready to move forward with someone or something like that. And then all of those karmic patterns that you have in your mind are starting to hit, like the wheels are turning, like, I don't know if I can trust this person. I don't know. And so now you're in introspection, trying to hear the light, the voice of the light, the voice of the divine. That's what it says here, Magus, of the voice of the light. Like you're going within on your own to seek some kind of divine guidance to make sure that you're not tricking yourself into accepting some kind of opportunity to move forward with something or somebody, because somehow, some way, there was an instability in the past in regards to this. So you're in your head about it. So maybe this is what the divine's saying. Like this might be one of those readings that are straight to the point, giving you an answer in regards to that. And I might just leave it this way. For those of you that are new, a lot of my readings on this channel are like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. I have to sit down and do one of those readings because there's a lot of energy. I'm not sure that today is going to be that day. I think this is an omen. We have the Star card here, okay? The Star card is something that's totally divinely guided. And it's exactly what the Hermit is doing. The Hermit literally takes some time out to listen to the divine, to make sure that you're not going to make a bad decision or a bad choice in regards to something, okay? So you're seeking the star. looking up into the stars in order to get that answer, but the answer is the star card. Okay, first of all, for you to have the Wheel of Fortune and the star together is beautiful. Okay, the star card is hope, healing, faith. Okay, so regardless of any kind of instability or unstable effort that has happened in the past between you and a person or you and a situation, the Divine's here to tell you, be the Empress and go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Because it is going to lead to the stars. It's divinely led to happen in a positive way. It's going to lead to hope, healing, faith. They want you to have faith in this situation. I'm getting, for some of you, it might be romantic. Somebody might have professed their love to you or told you that they want to build something with you. But there's that voice inside of you, but I don't know. But I don't know. Because in the past, I can't ignore the Seven of Swords here. Someone deceived me. There was betrayal. Somebody was unstable. Okay? Am I just excited? Am I being too receptive? The first card is always the most significant, and I placed it there. Am I being too open? Or should I close myself up a little bit? And should I be open? Or should I be the hermit? Should I be the Empress and receptive and allow this person in all the way? Or should I close up like a hermit crab? Because I'm remembering all the times that it didn't work out. You are right now undergoing, you're like at a checkpoint right now. That's the Wheel of Fortune, the star card. Are you gonna allow that wheel to turn? Which way is it gonna turn? You're not sure. You're here for some guidance. That's what this is about. Somebody or there's an opportunity. If it hasn't happened, it's about to happen. And you're gonna be excited about it. It's gonna be everything you've ever asked for. This is the kind of situation where it's like you've always wanted this opportunity. Finally, it comes to your door. You're about to get out of the taxi, and now all of a sudden you're nervous about it. Look, see? Because you're like Knight of Wands. If this is about love, either this person or other people in your past were very flighty. Knight of Wands is flighty energy. A lot of passion, but nothing really. It's nothing that you can really like count on 100%. The Knight of Wands has a tendency to be in and out energy. Comes forward with flame, with lightning, but the same way that they can come in hot, they leave hot. You're like, is this person coming in to do that again? Or this is about a career opportunity. Is this one of those offers where I think it's like the best job opportunity ever, I take it, and then I get there and I'm like miserable? Is this one of those things? Because someone's coming in hot. Something's coming in hot. Okay? Lord of Flame and Lightning. And your instinct is like, this is my Wheel of Fortune. This is what I've wanted. This is everything. I'm so lucky. This feels like this was written in the stars. I'm ready to go on this chariot. This might even be in regards to moving. This chariot is movement. Could be. This could be about a move. Maybe you decided to move somewhere. Now all of a sudden you're like, I don't know, right? There's something like that. You get excited, boom, boom, all this is happening. Now you're like having flashes of everything that's failed in the past. You have a fear of failure. You're afraid to make the wrong decision at this stage in the game because you want to make sure that the decisions that you make are aligned with your divine path and the stars, and that you're not getting tripped up by things that look passionate and good and all of that. You want to make sure. And that Seven of Swords, like I said, could also be self-deception. You have a hard time trusting yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I need more information. What's this night? I wasn't ready. What's this Knight of Wands about? Let's go deeper. Nine of Pentacles. Lord of material gain. That's so interesting because the dailies on the members channel have nothing to do technically, but even though I'm picking up, I mean, if I recorded it today, it could be the same energy. But we got the central focus was the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles here. If you haven't joined members, that's a wonderful way to support the channel. And also it's awesome for you. It's only $5.99 a month, but you can cancel it anytime. It's the same as, oh my God, the 10 of Cups came out there too. This is about love. Wow, you can cancel anytime. It's the same as downloading an app. So the fun thing about it is it was always $5.99 a month in the beginning. And thank you for those of you that joined right away. You were there for the dailies, but now we're at a point where we're at like 3.5 months of almost daily bonus readings. So if you join now, it's a great time to join because you have an instant, like the moment you join, you have access, and they're all timeless. So you have access to a lot of bonus readings for $6. So great way to support the channel and also get bonus content. If you don't get sick of me, I'm not sure, but you guys will know. But we got in that reading today, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. This is about love now. Now this is specifically about love. Ten of Cups, somebody wants a union with you. But there's also an element of finances here. This is the Lord of material gain. What's interesting is that the Nine of Pentacles in the traditional tarot is known as a single abundant person. So somebody's single right now, technically. Could be somebody that was working on their material gain. And the reason that they could not move forward with you to the Ten of Cups, which is the union, it's the ultimate partnership, is because they felt like they didn't have anything to offer you. They needed to get to a place of material gain in order to feel confident enough, like Knight of Wands, to get on that horse and offer you something. And now they do. And now they see that they have something, even though it might not be much. They have something to offer, and they're excited to do so. But there was instability in the past. I don't think that this person ever voiced in the past that was part of the issue. So now they come forward, someone has some kind of material gain, wanting to offer something to you. And you're like, are they being passionate because all of a sudden, they're in a good mood or something, they want to come back, and it's the same, it's going to end up in the same instability? Or is this really what I think it is? It's something that's going to last. This is supposed to come together. It's the Ten of Cups. Lord of perfected success. But there's a doubt here. There's a doubt here. I need more information. What's the doubt about? I don't know what that was. What's the doubt about? Six of Swords, another moving card. Lord of earned success. Six of Swords is moving away from rocky times and sailing towards calm waters. Okay, but the Six of Swords, we were talking a lot about movement, is also moving. Could it be that you're at a distance with this person and you're afraid? If it's even possible to come together. There's there's like a risk assessment here. Okay, the Chariot and the Six of Swords is a card of they're movement cards. So for some of you, it's not so much about love because it says material gain. So there's something material here. If it's not if it's not just about love, if it's about something material, like literally moving, okay? Your fear is that you're going to have some kind of instability here. Even though you come in hot with this opportunity and you're ready to work for it, Lord of earned success, it says, you're afraid that it's not going to work out somehow, or it's not a good, not a good. Yeah, see, someone's nervous about something. See, 9 of Swords is all up in your head. You're nervous about your vision, or someone's nervous about the vision that they're currently having for the future. The 2 of Wands is having a vision, making a plan for the future, dominating it, like making it real. Lord of Dominion. The 3 of Wands is like you already made your plan, you have your ducks in the row, you're waiting for your ships to sail in. The 2 of Wands is when you sit down and make a plan with yourself or with somebody to make something happen, like drawing the blueprint. So there, right now, that's the stage that you or someone else is in, and there's anxiety about it. There's anxiety about whether or not this is going to pan out. If you don't know what I am talking about, then there is somebody in your life that wants to have a relationship, a connection with you. They want to have a relationship come together with you, okay? And right now, they were excited about it. They're ready to tell you how they feel, and then now they're getting in their head. They're not 100% certain how to make this plan, how to dominate all the moving pieces in this situation. But what they do know is that you are written in their book of life. And that kind of reminds me of, like I said, the reading from today on the members. If you didn't see it, join, watch it. It reminded me of that. I think in the title I even mentioned something about the book of life. It's like, because the center of this is the Wheel of Fortune and the star. So that literally means written in the stars. This is written in the book of life. Like, someone is clear on that. But there is an element of fear here. Fear and bravery at the same time. Those are like the two. It's like the devil versus the angel. Or somebody is certain as hell coming, listen, I want, all of a sudden they want to offer you the world, and all of a sudden this is the kind of energy of like, you've always wanted to be with this person. Finally this manifests a lot sooner than you anticipated. And now your reaction is not what you thought it would be. You're starting to go into hermit mode. You're starting to be afraid of starting to think about what if something goes wrong, and you're having anxiety over even creating a blueprint with this person. All of a sudden, even though you have in your mind always been certain that this person was meant to be in your life. You're the Empress. Like, this is something you've always desired, you've always felt. There's no way you have the Wheel of Fortune and the star here. And then all of a sudden now when when shit gets real, you get nervous. That's what this is. Okay? What's this anxiety about? Something flipped here. Hold on. Where is it? What flipped? You saw a card flip, right? It's deeply hidden. Where is it? 8 of Cups. I'm not going to read reversals. What's the anxiety about? 8 of Cups, Lord of Abandoned Success, fear of abandonment. Boom. You might not perceive that that's the problem. Again, I could be saying you, could be someone else. You might not be perceiving that that's the issue. That's the issue. Okay? No shame in the game. I'm going to call you out. Okay. If you had trouble in the past having fulfilling relationships, you most likely had some kind of an attachment wound. Look that up, okay? There's different attachment styles, right? Avoidant, disorganized, anxious, and secure. Fear of an abandonment is a very big, fear of abandonment is a staple in all of the insecure attachment. If you're not secure, you're one of the other styles. You're insecure one way or another, okay? Deep in your core, what makes you avoidant or anxious depends on like the driving force. Like there's always a fear of abandonment, but whatever you did as a child to cope with that fear is what created the style of insecure attachment that you have, like what your coping mechanisms are. Unless you're disorganized, in that case, that's a combination of both anxious and avoidant, but that one has a hint of genuine on top of that. It's the most extreme. It also has a hint of like PTSD or like extreme or trauma, like extreme trauma, like abuse, etc., like that. So those, there's a whole added component to that, etc. Whatever the case may be. That's why that one's called fearful, disorganized, or fearful. There's a fear component to that one. But whatever the case may be, look into that. If there's anxiety, I said, confirm what we're talking about the anxiety. It's anxiety about abandoning success. This is fear of abandonment. It literally says it. You are another person. I'm not getting it so much the other person. The other person might have had their own issues, but someone's coming in hot for you. And now all of a sudden, you're gonna be pushed into retracting. There's like this is if we're talking about attachment styles, the hermit would be avoidant. This might be an avoidant side of you is being triggered. It's like you want it. The divine's like, here, I'm granting you your wish. The Wheel of Fortune and the star is wish granted. And now all of a sudden, you're getting triggered into being avoidant. This is fear of abandonment. I'm not just talking about that. It literally says it. With the Two of Wands, this is Lord of Dominion. And the Six of Swords, Lord of Earned Success, which is moving away from choppy waters into calm waters. You know this because you are actively, or it could be the other person, or both, trying to dominate that fear of abandonment. Because it says Lord of Earned Success, Lord of Dominion. You are actively, consciously trying to dominate that. So if you're here and this is your situation or soon to be, the divine's bringing you here to give you this advice, saying, we know that you are conscious of this now. Don't stop now. Don't stop believing now. Don't stop believing. Sorry. Don't start believing now all of a sudden when things are about to get good. The Wheel of Fortune and the stars here. The star is don't stop believing. The wheel keeps turning. Don't stop believing now. You're aware. You're working really hard. Notice that the Lord of Dominion, like you're trying to control that. And you're also trying to control here. There's two hands. Both of you are feeling. Both of you struggle with this. Yes. Because there are two hands here. And it's a Six of Swords, Lord of Earned Success. But each hand is holding 3 swords. And the 3 of Swords, if you isolate it, is heartbreak and sorrow. Both of you came from that fear of abandonment. This is beautiful. So this is a beautiful connection that was written in the stars. You had karmic lessons to learn with this person. This is a soul connection. Because both of you come together with your fear, willing to earn the success and perfect the success. 10 of Cups to create a union. This is beautiful. This is real. This isn't like a fair, these are the relationships that last because of this, because you're coming from that perspective of wanting to earn the success and perfecting something that you might have not been able to perfect in the past. You might have had lots of failed relationships, and this person too, Knight of Wands tells me that. It always left you single. Nine of Pentacles is a single mindset. Might have been, the lone wolf for some time. At some point you even thought you were meant to be. This is people that start to get used to being alone, okay? These are two people with two broken hearts coming together, trying to earn something, trying to earn the success and perfect the success and make a relationship happen, because they've never been able to do that on their own. These are two hurt people creating something beautiful. This is what this is. This is gorgeous. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Star card, which is hope, healing, faith, that means it's meant to happen this way, and it will be very fruitful. Do you understand that? I'm seeing that. But what the beauty is that this person is going to come forward saying that they want something with you and that they want to dominate that and have a plan. I think someone's going to voice that to you. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay? Because another way that I can see this is that somebody has seen the light. Someone has learned a karmic lesson out of nowhere very strongly. I don't believe that all readings have something to do with each other, but if I remember the reading I posted on this main channel before, like 3 days ago, was something along the lines of someone coming forward and talking to you in a way they never did. This is kind of the same energy. Because the Wheel of Fortune comes out of nowhere. It's destiny's like knock, knock, knock. Somebody got hit. Like, listen, this is your Empress. You're meant to move forward with this person, or this person's going to walk away from you. Are you going to be flighty, or are you going to create the Ten of Cups, the union? Though someone has gone into hermit, there's another way I can look at it. Someone has gone into hermit mode and saw the voice, heard the voice of the light. Throughout introspection, they saw the unstable effort that they were putting. It says Lord of Unstable Effort. They're like, damn, this person's meant to be in my life. Wheel of Fortune, Lord of the Forces of Life, it says. This person, it was clearly written in the stars for this person to be on my path. I clearly have a soul contract with this person. Undeniable. It's the Wheel of Fortune, is the Wheel of Karma. Karma is not just a concept of like, you say, oh, I wish karma on you. That's not what karma is. Karma is just lessons. Like, it's what's meant to be on your life path. So someone has really reflected on that. And this person is clearly meant to be my life path. I've learned a lot of lessons with this person. When you come together with someone and you learn and grow together and trigger each other, you're clearly on the same path. You're put in each other's lives for a reason. You were put in each other's lives for healing. The Star card is healing. This person was put in your life for healing. If this is a twin flame connection, that's what that's about. So someone was able to reflect suddenly. There's also something sudden, had an epiphany. The Wheel of Fortune is also an epiphany about the unstable effort that they're putting towards someone that they know is meant to be in their life. They see you like, you're the Empress, you're being receptive. So that could be the energy too. It's like one person's super receptive to it and the other person is closed off. But you're ready to go on a chariot, or, vice versa. I'm not going to keep repeating that. They're like, this person is ready to move forward in their life. They're at that stage. They're at that age. They love me, but they will let me go because they're ready to be an Empress. So why am I not being receptive when I know this is my freaking person? That's what this is. So someone has reflected on the instability, the unstable effort that they've put in the past and how they were flighty, acting like they were just all they needed to, I told you there might have been they felt like their finances were more important. They needed material gain, etc. And they might not have it all together. But they're like, that flighty energy is costing me what I know I want, which is the union with this person. And therefore, this person is trying to dominate and control despite their heartbreak. Look, I know you have issues with your heart, and I know I have issues with my heart, and we are both wounded. But can we both come together and grip those three swords, that sorrow we both have, and just let's earn this success together. We can do this. Somebody has motivation to literally take dominion over the fear of abandonment that they have and you have, and come together and have a vision for the future. That's what this is beautiful. It's literally not just me channeling, but it even says it in the words of the cards. So I could see it that way too. You and this person are triggering each other one last time. Okay? It's like the moment that you're receptive and ready to move forward with this person shuts down, and they start being dismissive, not showing up with the most stable effort that they know that they could show up with, and it comes from a fear of abandonment. But on the flip side, which is what I channeled in the beginning, the moment that this person comes forward hot and heavy, you might have been this whole time ready, pushing, this is what I want, this is what I want. The moment they do that, all of a sudden, you close yourself off like, oh my God, but now I'm nervous. Like, this is really happening. Like, I don't know, but all the times it didn't work out. You both have the same issues. And the divine just kind of brought you here just to remind you of that real quick. Like, do not confuse the issues, your triggers, with what the relationship truly is and the connection you truly have. Because the divine has granted you already the consciousness of what these issues are in the first place, and that's beautiful. And they have put those three swords, that heartbreak, in your hand. And even though you're bleeding, be thankful that they did that, because they put the power in your hand to make this better and make it work and be able to come together with someone, with this person. You know this is your person. So now is not the time to throw something away that you know is meant to come together. Take the risks that you need to take. Okay? I'm getting that somebody in your life also feels the same way. So if they come forward all of a sudden, they're putting it all on the table like, I want this. Don't go on the flip side and now be the one to pull away. They want you to conquer this. But this person is not going to abandon you. Can you confirm? Tell me more about this Nine of Swords and Eight of Cups. This walking away. Oh my God. You can't make it up. We're talking about it. With the Hierophant in the bottom. The Hierophant is commitment. And it was the Three of Swords. I don't read reversals, and you know what? It doesn't even matter. But it did come out like this, reverse, right? But it doesn't matter, because if you read it in reverse, it means the same thing as if you were to read it upright with the Hierophant next to it, which changes the meaning of it. We were just talking about the Three of Swords. You know that sometimes the divine just has cards that we were just talking about pop up just to confirm their presence, just to give it an oomph. Three of Swords, Lord of Sorrow. The Hierophant is a commitment. Somebody wants a commitment with you. It's also higher learning, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, your higher self, okay? It's you learning. We have given you the blessing of being aware of this heartbreak so that you can have this commitment you deserve. And in reverse, it's healing that heart. And you're going to heal that heart through being in this commitment with this person. You have to trust it. Wow. Confirm that. That was the King of Pentacles. I don't even know why I felt like mentioning the King of Pentacles right now. Hold on. Whoa. Did you see how that just whipped? Whoa. That was the Sun. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull the other deck. That's why. Well, it's the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe that's what. And the Lovers. I've got the Sun and the Moon. I saw the Sun. Here's the Moon, which is balancing out of your dark light energies. You're getting where this person wants to take the next step with you. 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. It's a 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles together is a union. Lovers. This is a commitment. Now, when you see Pentacles, right? It's not, Pentacles is not just the Cups, which is the love that's there. It's somebody wants to make something real, create wealth with you, move in together, make a plan to do that, with love being the center of it. Children of the voice divine. Lovers, this is a divine connection. This is a divine connection. If you trust it, it's going to blossom more than you could even imagine. You have to get over that hump. So basically, someone's going to offer you, yep, look, oh my God, look what just fell here like this. You have to get over the hump. As the same Two of Wands comes out, there it is, Lord of Dominion, Two of Wands with the Lovers. The reason the divine brought you here today is to make sure that you know that someone's going to come forward wanting to create a plan with you. I just split the deck. You can't make it up. To move forward with you. Maybe even make a plan to move in with you. Something really real. This Lovers card in this deck literally shows someone getting married. Someone might say, hey, I see you as a person I want to marry. There's the Empress there, okay? This other person is the Emperor, even though I don't see them on the table, okay? I want to make this right. There's a big element of moving, okay? Dominion means making a plan. Two of Wands is making a plan, but Dominion, like I said, it's like the divine brought you here because when this happens, they want you to be in this mind state where you are able to take dominion, control over this, everything we just talked about. These fears that are going to pop out. Because this is meant to happen now. Wheel of Fortune star card, okay? Like this is meant to come together now. That was a Six of Swords again, that just flipped there. Again, which is another movement card, and it's a card that came out over there. What is going on? Woo. Hold on. Tell me about this Two of Wands. That was the Six of Cups. What? Tell me about this Two of Cups. Two of Wands. Look, with the Nine of Swords and the Moon, all the things that were hidden. Nine of Swords again, the anxiety with Judgment. In this deck, it's called the Eon. They want to bring judgment to this anxiety that you have. I told you that it has something to do with childhood wounds. There's a baby here. It's a cruel inner critic that you guys both have, but you guys love each other. You guys are meant to be together. Okay? But something's about to change big time. Judgment is somebody coming back around, and also do they want you to bring judgment, take all of that stuff from the coffins, just let it out once and for all. Let it out. They want you to trust this because you're going to be filled with doubt when this person comes forward wanting to create this. Okay? I saw this before and I see it again now, so already twice I have to pull it out. That's the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is somebody from the past. This is somebody you already know. Hold on. Whoa. Hold on. What else do you want to say about this? Hold on. Why did you bring them here today? Now, as a matter of fact, tell me about this other person. How's this other person feeling about this connection? Oh, how are they feeling about the connection? Huh. The Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Abundance, and the Ten of Cups is the union. The marriage. This Three of Cups, not an accident that they had it come out in this deck, is a wedding. It's a wedding. Like, there's a wedding cake. Everyone's cheers. There's fireworks out there. There's a city. That's New York City in the background. This is the Urban Tarot, if you're curious. It's based off images in New York City. There is somebody getting married here, despite their differences. Interracial marriages obviously don't matter in 2022, but I'm using it as an image, the image as an omen. Like, you know, they're different. They come from different backgrounds, but they're still getting married despite your differences. Even if that was not an issue to begin with, I'm just using the image as a representation of that meaning, despite your differences of any sort. Okay? I said, what does this person want right now? Dude, somebody wants to get married with you. This is not the Disney Channel. There's a lot of heaviness here and healing, and I hate to just be like, oh, marriage, oh, like Disney Channel, but they came out together. A wedding, a marriage, and the Ten of Cups is a union. By the way, even if I don't point it out, there might be some things on the table that are omens for you in particular. Like, if this is a same-sex connection. If you're in a same-sex connection, that's like an extra, you know, oomph. If someone's from a different race, religion, cultural background, that's like an omen for you. If you are actually pregnant right now, that's an omen for you. She's pregnant. If you're from New York City, damn it, this is the Urban Tarot. You know, little things. Pick up on little things, even if I don't bring it up. And this is a twin flame connection. There are two candles here intertwined. It's a twin flame. Two flames turning into one. I cannot believe, and they didn't just come out. I said, what's in this other person's head right now that they want to marry you? I don't think this is going to be one of those 2-hour ones. I think that the main message, today was the Hierophant, again, is a commitment. Is to lead with your higher self, because you might get triggered. Because it's about to happen, but like the moment that it does, you're at the completion line. Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a home. It's a family. It's also a union. It's the Four of Wands in particular in tarot is like the card that specifically relates to like creating a home and a family, you know? Like that's what the Four of Wands is. But in this deck, you know, every deck is special in its own way because of the images and the meanings that they put into the cards on their own. You know, the artists in this deck, it's a marathon. And they're there with the batons. They completed it. It says completion. So this is someone that you've been on a marathon with for a long time. You are at the completion point. Okay? But you're going to have like an instinct, a fear that's going to come forward. The divine brought you here to get over, to try to pass that and trust this, okay? And trust this offer of love, Ace of Cups. Trust this outpouring of emotion. Just trust it. Trust it. It's real. So I was going to confirm, you know, what did this person want? You just said marriage and a home and family. This is making something real. This is literally a marriage, a wedding coming together. And you know, again, this is not the Disney Channel, but it is coming out that way. I want to say something else about that, Spirit. That it's happening fast. That the closing out of this old cycle, oh my God, I'm done. Universe is the World's card. There's the Ten of Pentacles again. And in this deck, it shows engagement rings. With any fight, I'm like, what else can you add to this? The fact that the old cycles, they want you to rise above the old cycles. Like she's literally climbing up the stairs. Close out these old cycles that hold you back, because this is happening, listen, right now, faster than you can process. Swiftness. It says swiftness. Swiftness means fast. Eight of Wands is very fast moving. The conversation, the situation, everything's about to move forward very quickly. Okay? What's going to move forward quickly? You're about to get engaged with somebody or come together with someone and plan like a whole ass life. Please rise above any anxiety that you have. The divine wants you to drop it in this reading right now. Drop it. Drop it. Doesn't exist. Drop it. This is success all around. This is success all around. It's actually quite touching. I just picked up the deck. I said it's actually quite touching. There is the Two of Cups, which is a union. It's the only card that specifically just says love. I said this is success all around because this is quite simply, without having to say many words, love. And where there is real love, there is wealth. You've reached the completion. Don't get tricked by going into hermit mode. And if you're in it right now, listen, you don't have anything to worry about. It's going to work out. What are the person that's watching, what are their fears truly about? Tell me. That's how you know. That's how you know. Okay. That's how you know, right? That divine's not playing, because it's like as I channel and as I'm telling you the story that I'm channeling, that I'm having a vision of, they keep confirming like perfectly, you know? And like that's how I love that, because that's how spirit goes out of their way to like let you know that there's something outside of us that's greater than us, that guides us, because you can't make that up. Because it's like the cards come out perfectly as we're asking. And I said, well, what are you afraid of? What we said you were afraid of over here. There's the Knight of Wands. There it is again. And in this deck, the Knight of Wands is the rock star. With the Ten of Swords, which says ruin. Ten of Swords is betraying, endings, backstabbings. You have an intense fear of being betrayed and backstabbed and something not working out. You cannot take another painful ending like that. You've already gone through it enough times. You don't want to go into something and then it doesn't work out and you basically feel like you've ruined your life, because at this point it's like you might be at that age where, you know, you're like, let's say if you're 40 and you're choosing to marry someone, doesn't work out. Well, then if it doesn't work out, if they end up being a rock star, someone that's just in and out, and so, or they betray me, or they're not trustworthy, something doesn't work out. Well, now I'm 50 and single. Now my life is really fucked. That's the mindset. Okay? That's the fear. And the reason you fear this is because there's a marathon here, like I said, because you fear and also you fear and admire the same thing that you admire, you fear, is what they are telling me right now. For example, you admire and you value the fact that you guys went through a marathon together and you have always stayed by each other's side, whether there were separations in between or not. Because you value that. You value that the hard work that you guys have put in together in this situation. You value that you've grown together, that you've gone through things together, and that you're still in each other's lives. You value that. But you also fear that. Because when you get up in the clouds, you know, wow, I can't believe that we've gone through so much and you're still in my life and all these things. You also get to a point of fear, which comes from the fear of abandonment. Like, okay, but that's something to value. But I fear it because you've also been in my life for all this long and you never committed to me until now. And it's been all these years and now you want to make a change. And that kind of sparks in something very subconscious that makes you feel like, why now? What if they just end up leaving me or something like that? And you might not perceive, and I might not be phrasing it perfectly, but I'm feeling the energy, and you might not even genuinely perceive that that is what your train of thought is. That's where the fear comes from. Because the same thing, you value the marathon that you've been on with this person, the journey. It's a twin flame journey. You value the journey, but you also fear the fact that you've been on a journey in the first place. All the things you've gone through. Why did it take so long? Fear. I can't be backstabbed anymore. Fear. But look at what they have here again. Of the images in this tarot deck. This is not a marathon, all about marathons, okay, tarot deck. There are only like 2 cards in the entire 78 card deck that have something to do with marathons. And while we are describing it, they both came out. There's a marathon. They're saying, don't look at it that way, honey. You're reaching the finish line. The 6 of Wands means victory, public victory. It says victory. You are victorious. You don't look at it in that you guys made it. Look at it in that they want you to see it that way, because that is the truth. Everything else is coming from the fear. Especially because it's next to the Knight of Discs. That's how I know Spirit is that present, because it's like the confirmations are remarkable. The Knight of Discs, the gourmet chef. I always give this example because I use this deck a lot. Why do they pick a chef? Yeah, look, you're afraid of being disappointed. And you're afraid of conflict and fights. And then it's going to go to shit. Why do they pick the gourmet chef for the Knight of Discs? The Knight of Discs is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the grandpa horse, because he's slow. It is the slowest moving knight. The Knight of Wands is known to come in passionately. It comes in and come out, comes all passionate. Like, I'm here. It's like the boss, right? Like, I'm here to get what I want. The Knight of Swords has the reputation of coming in really freaking fast, like lightning speed. But could also be very cutting and like, whoa, whoa, right? The Knight of Wands can also come in very quickly, but it has a seductive quality, like you want it. The Knight of Swords can be abrasive. The Knight of Cups is somebody that comes and offers love to you. The Knight of Discs is slow. Slow. If we're talking about a marathon, the Knight of Discs is the person that comes with something solid. The Pentacle is an offer of something solid. It's creating a union. It could be an engagement ring. It could be the commitment. Let's say the Pentacle is the commitment. The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Discs, is the only one that has the commitment in their hand to offer. Like, they have something solid to offer, but they have to go through such a long journey. It takes them forever. And because it takes them forever, not a lot of people have stuck around because they doubted their ability to even make it to the finish line in the first place. You understand? But you want to know something? They did make it to the finish line. They did. The gourmet chef made it to the finish line. Okay? They came out with the victory card. They made it to the finish line, and you were there with them. Do you understand? So the thing about the gourmet chef is they're very meticulous. The reason they picked this image, why? Chefs are very meticulous, aren't they? What do you think? You just go to a restaurant, you enjoy a meal, that's it? Do you know the preparation that it takes? There's so much. I have someone very special in my life that's a chef, so I know all about it. I learned, I actually wanted to be a chef, but I never went through culinary school. So what I know is from this person. And I know that it's a lot of work. It's borderline slavery to a certain degree, depending. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of preparation. You know, what you see on the outside is just going to a restaurant and opening the menu and ordering what you want. But what goes on to make that happen is a lot. Even beyond, before that day, you have to create the menu. You have to prep. Everybody has a role. You have to make sure everything's going smoothly. Time. A lot of organization. Make sure all of the ingredients are there in order to begin with. That you order the right, it's already prepared and ready in the first place. That make sure that everything's fresh. There's a lot. The execution. Making sure that everyone that's on your team, down to the people that are washing the dishes, are doing what they got to do, or else everything's fucked. It's a lot, right? So if we're talking about a meal, there's a marathon going behind it, and then the finish line is the meal that you're enjoying, the success in that meal, in that dish. That's great. So this is somebody that was like that, very meticulous, the kind of person that probably never opened up, wasn't very receptive to love because they were very meticulous about everything in their life. Like, they had to have their finances in order. They had to have this. They had to figure out this. They had to figure out this. They didn't care if it took them 25 years, and it might have taken them that freaking long. You know, because maybe we talked about financial issues, a lot of things that they had to get in order. I'm getting a lot of things they had to get in order. And it's not the kind of person like the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords. It's like, oh, I fell in love. I don't have everything in order, but we're going to make it happen right now. Let's get married tomorrow, and then we're going to make it happen. This is the kind of person that's like, damn it, I'm in love, but I'm going to take 25 years because there's no other way to get this right. And hey, if they're there in 25 years at the end and they're my person, I'm okay waiting to figure that out. Some people don't have the freaking capacity to do that. The gourmet chef does. They're like, you know. So you did go through a journey with this person, but this person finally made it where they wanted to make it. And the beautiful thing, I always say, you know, the Knight of Discs is my favorite. The gourmet chef is my favorite. Because think about it. It's the law of life. They want you to realize this. Don't focus on the fact that it was slow and have that bring up fear. Focus on the fact that it's going to last because it was slow. Okay? Life is a marathon, not a sprint. If you are the slowest moving horse and you have something solid to offer, let's say that's an engagement ring. Everybody goes faster than you, right? You want to win that trophy so bad when you get to that finish line. If you're the fastest knight, let's say the Knight of Swords, and you win a trophy, you're probably going to have like 100 trophies on your wall, right? Medals or on your stand. You start to take them for granted. Like, they don't mean as much because you know you could just run another marathon. You're probably going to win again because you're just so fast. Like Usain Bolt speed, right? Fastest man. If you don't know who that is, he's a track star from Jamaica. But if you're slow, you never win marathons, and you finally made it to the marathon, you're going to appreciate that prize. Oh my God, your great-grandchildren are going to look at that trophy. You're going to be talking about the time that it took you 300 years to get to the finish line, and here it is. And that is how this person sees what they're offering to you, and how they see you as like, it took me like all this time, but here you are, you know? They're going to appreciate you more because it was so hard to get there. They want you to see it that way because someone's getting into the trap of like, but I've been in your life for 300 years and you never stepped forward and you never, you know, made it happen. And that is more of a fear of abandonment. This is going to work. And what do you want to add to that? I said this is going to work, but I didn't pull it out, so then it wanted to flip itself. It works. Three of Pentacles. This is going to be a relationship that's going to take work, though. The Three of Pentacles is working together with someone, so it's going to be constant work, but that's why it's going to last, because it's based on reality. Marriages take work. This is real. This is not Disney. This is real. This is someone wanting to come together to do that with you. They want you to trust it. They want you to have peace. Two of Swords. Peace in that. And also, don't block your blessing. Oh my God. Because you're moving forward. Six of Swords, which is moving forward towards calmer waters. You're shedding old skin. And if this hasn't happened yet, it's going to. You're going to reach this point. Anything else? Oh, what fell? Hold on. Where I can't even hit up. I think it's an omen that the Five of Wands, which is the arguments and the strife, like threw itself on the floor like that, like so hard. That's done with. This person's gonna come forward and offer love. There's that Knight of Cups. They want you to be aware of this, basically. We got the King of Pentacles before. I didn't pull him out. There's the Queen of Pentacles. There's an element of success that comes with the creation of this union. You know what? I'm going to leave it here. I didn't want this to be a super long one, but this was beautiful. I'm going to pull 4 of these. I don't know why some of these are backwards. Yeah, you know what? I never got this one in this deck. It's the first time. It says detachment. You know, I know cause and effect. Listen, before, and they want you to cooperation. Listen, I know that what I'm about to read, and I just went like that. It was a vision. Like someone has a vision for the future. I know that what I am about to read is going to be a beautiful message, but not what I'm about to say. Because I'm channeling something else with this message too. Because it's the same thing, right? Because I was saying that the reason the divine brought you here is to bring it to your bring attachment and bring it to your attention, not to detach. Because you might be feeling the urge or someone, a need to like feeling like being afraid, a fear of abandonment, and then you detach and not let it like come together. They brought you here to show you the cause and effect of why, so that you can let this manifest, because it's supposed to, because somebody has a vision for the future. They want it to come together. Now I'm going to read it. Vision. No matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving, just universe. Cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. Told you. Okay. What else? Commitment. Somebody wants commitment. You dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. Somebody has a vision of a commitment with you. They're going to voice that. Wow. Patience. Have patience. You're able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own loving rhythm. This is something that took a long time to form. That's that whole marathon influence, right? What is going on? Okay. Ownership. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them as lessons. You learned a lot of lessons with this person, but they want you to take ownership. Look where it landed, underneath detachment, of how you detach. When everything that we said, like take ownership of your fear of abandonment and need to detach, even though you really want this person. And have patience. There's a commitment for me. I just got the chills. This is beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful readings. Anything else? They're saying whatever's going to come here is like from this other person. But these aren't like messages, present. You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love into your current situations. They're telling you that this is happening now, is what I'm getting from that. Peacefulness. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love brings calmness to your soul. You are this person's peace. Be this other person's peace. This is coming together. This is beautiful. All right, love and light, you guys.